Hello viewers, I'm your host Pratiksha Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's start the show with the G7 summit where India left a profound impression. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's presence underscored India's confidence and robust global influence. India's proactive stance on technology and energy initiatives was spotlighted as PM Modi reaffirmed New Delhi's pledge to exceed climate change conference targets ahead of schedule. His dialogues with global leaders further demonstrated India's commitment to advocating for global South nations amidst prevailing global uncertainties. Take a look.
In the vibrant atmosphere of a bustling summit hall adorned with flags representing the world's foremost economies, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi emerged as a symbol of confidence and determination, capturing the spotlight at the G7 summit in Italy's Apulia. Cameras seized a defining moment as PM Modi confidently took center stage where leaders from across the globe had converged, thereby highlighting India's pivotal position on the global platform. Another remarkable highlight at the event was the Italian Prime Minister's adoption of the Namaste gesture at the summit, a sincere tribute showcasing her profound respect and genuine appreciation for India's diverse cultural legacy. These events demonstrated that India's substantial global influence and cultural prominence were widely acknowledged and respected at the G7 summit. Invited as an outreach country by Italian PM Giorgia Meloni, India actively engaged in productive discussions with world leaders. At the summit, PM Modi actively participated in the outreach sessions dedicated to artificial intelligence, energy, Africa and the Mediterranean. PM Modi highlighted India's energy strategy and reaffirmed the nation's commitment to exceeding its climate change conference of the parties' commitments ahead of schedule. He also emphasized India's steadfast support for the interests of global South countries amid ongoing global uncertainties and tensions. Additionally, in his discussions with Ukrainian President Zelensky, PM Modi reiterated India's dedication to resolving conflicts peacefully through dialogue and diplomatic efforts.
The world is today in a very difficult phase. There are impacts of the pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, and then there is Israel-Hamas war. All these have the larger impact on the global South, on the world, especially the developing countries. So, India is the voice of the global South. So, when those countries that so-called advanced economies are conferring among themselves how to confront these challenges, India brings a voice of sanity. When India says that there should be a dialogue, diplomacy and for peace, and that this is not an era of war. Now, that is something that is a message that goes through.
At the summit, PM Modi emphasized India's proactive stance in international diplomacy with the goal of tackling global challenges and advancing peace and prosperity worldwide. In addition, Prime Minister Modi met with Pope Francis during his engagements, extending a formal invitation for the Pope to visit India.
I'm very happy to hear that the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, is meeting Pope Francis on the sidelines of the G7 meeting. I was aware that the Pope is attending and addressing the members of the G7.
The meeting not only highlighted the diplomatic relations between India and the Vatican, but also emphasized their shared commitment to advancing peace, justice, and humanitarian causes globally. These engagements underscore India's broad diplomatic approach, focusing on building strategic partnerships and fostering dialogue among different faiths to foster international cooperation.
Moving on. In Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, tensions are escalating at the Karakoram International University campus. Students are protesting against what they see as unjust fee hikes and the imminent threat of campus closure. Many of these students hail from remote areas, hoping for a brighter future through education, only to encounter unexpected challenges. The Vice Chancellor's announcement of possible closure due to funding shortages has sparked outrage, leaving students betrayed. A report.
Outside the Hunza campus of Karakoram International University, students from different parts of Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan are protesting against the government and university administration. They had journeyed from their remote hometowns with aspirations of higher education, only to confront an unexpected reality at the university. Fees were hiked arbitrarily without justification, and students found themselves subjected to unexplained harassment. The situation took a dire turn when the Vice-Chancellor declared the imminent closure of the campus, citing insufficient government funding as the reason. This abrupt announcement left the students feeling disillusioned and betrayed, as they had hoped the university would be a gateway to knowledge and opportunity, not a victim of financial mismanagement.
अथॉरिटी से हमारे लिए जो डिसीजन आया है कि कैंपस बंद कर देंगे, लेकिन ये जो डिसीजन है इसको हम नहीं मानते, इसकी हम भरपूर मजम्मत करते हैं, क्योंकि ये हमारे लिए बहुत स्टूडेंट्स के लिए नुकसानदेह हो सकता है हमारे लिए। तो हम इस डिसीजन को नहीं मानेंगे। हम भरपूर कोशिश करेंगे कि कैंपस बिल्कुल भी बंद ना हो, और क्योंकि हमारे डिग्रीज भी कंप्लीट बिल्कुल नहीं है, कंटिन्यू चल रही हैं, तो इससे हमारा बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हो सकता है स्टूडेंट्स का।
Despite global efforts to advance education, the situation in this region appears to be regressing. Numerous obstacles hinder students' pursuit of education here. Budgets for higher education are slashed. Funds from the Higher Education Commission are sporadic for Karakoram University, and vice-chancellors frequently go absent for extended periods, stalling critical decisions. Favoritism often dictates decisions, and when students persist despite these challenges, university campuses face sudden closure decreed by the Vice-Chancellor. These cumulative setbacks underscore a troubling trend where education progress is thwarted by systematic inefficiencies and administrative neglect.
यहाँ के जो है ये तो कोई यानी इंसाफ नहीं होगी कि हम जो है बीच में आके हमारी डिग्री छीनी जाए, और साथ साथ ये भी सुनने में आया कि 25% जो है फी में इजाफा की गई है। तो यहाँ पे कोई इतने अमीर लोग नहीं है कि जो एक साथ जो है 25% फी का जो इजाफा होगा उसको हम जो है मान लें। और साथ साथ हुंजा कैंपस जो है अभी बाकी सब कैंपस से शायद ही ट्रेंड यानी आगे है, तो इनके मुस्तकबिल का जिम्मेदार कौन है? HEC से हम ये रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आप जो है अपने जो फैसला है उसको जल्द अज जल्द वापस लें। तो ये इतनी बात नहीं है कि आप 700 स्टूडेंट्स और तकरीबन 27 प्लस जो है फैकल्टी उनको जो है आप रोडों पे ख्वार किए।
There appears to be a deliberate effort to undermine education in Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan. It appears Pakistan is reluctant to provide quality education to students in these territories, possibly fearing that an educated populace would challenge their control. Despite setting up university campuses like in Hunza to facilitate learning, these institutions have been plagued from the start by tension, incompetence, irresponsible management, and corruption. This situation has transformed them from centers of learning into symbols of disorder and mismanagement. Many students from Gilgit-Baltistan travel to major cities such as Karachi to pursue higher education when they cannot secure admission in local colleges or pursue their desired courses. However, this option is financially impractical for most, making local universities their only viable choice. If these institutions are also forced to shut down, the future for these aspiring students looks bleak, raising serious questions about their access to quality education and opportunities for academic growth.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
Thailand's Senate passed the final reading of a marriage equality law, paving the way for it to become the first country in Southeast Asia to recognize same-sex couples. The bill comes after more than 2 decades of effort from activists and politicians after previous drafts did not reach Parliament. With the support of nearly all lawmakers in the upper house, the law next needs royal approval. It will come into force 120 days after it is published in the Royal Gazette. Lawmakers and activists were seen celebrating in Thailand's parliament, waving rainbow flags and smiling, with some raising their fists in solidarity with the LGBT community. Muslim Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca amid extreme temperatures of up to 49 degrees centigrade.
National scrutiny over China's policies in Tibet, a historic meeting between the US congressional delegation and the Dalai Lama in India's Dharamshala has underscored growing tensions and hopes for change. The delegation's visit follows the recent passage of the Tibet Resolve Bill in the US House of Representatives, signaling a renewed push for Tibetan autonomy and cultural preservation. Take a look.
A delegation from the US Congress held a historic meeting with the Dalai Lama amidst heightened international scrutiny over China's policies in Tibet. The meeting, which took place at the Dalai Lama's residence in India's Dharamshala, came in the wake of the recent passage of the Tibet Resolve Bill in the US House of Representatives. Michael McCaul, a Republican from Texas, is the main sponsor of the Tibet Resolve Bill, which addresses the China-Tibet issues and resolves the dispute over the status and governance of Tibet. During the meeting, McCaul reiterated his firm stance on democracy, delivering a poignant statement capturing the essence of their discussions. He criticized Chinese President, asserting that embracing dictatorship means sacrificing freedom.
Chairman Xi is wrong, because democracy is the best form of government, because it gives power to the people. If all you want is a decision to be made like that, you're giving up your freedom in exchange for a dictatorship. That's why democracy is the best form of government. That's why Chairman Xi is wrong.
Tibetans are eagerly waiting for US President Joe Biden to sign the Tibet Resolve Bill and present the biggest gift to the Dalai Lama. The bill calls on Beijing to resume dialogue with the Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader of Tibet, and other Tibetan leaders about how Tibet is governed. Gregory Meeks, a US representative, expressed that despite objections from China, their determination to uphold the principles of the bill remains strong.
China can express unhappiness if it wants. We're going to stand for what's right. What's right is to make sure that Tibetans have freedom. They're able to return to their native land. They're able to have and live and keep their culture and their history. That's what's right, and that's what's important.
Penpa Shering, the president of Tibet, highlighted the pervasive influence of Beijing's propaganda. Leveraging its economic and political might, to enforce a narrative that Tibet is an integral part of the People's Republic of China. He underscored that Tibetans view their homeland as an occupied nation, emphasizing the need to challenge and alter China's dominant narrative on Tibet's status.
China's propaganda is so pervasive and also because of their position as the second largest economy in the world. Even before that, also they have political power, they have military power, all because of their economic power, and they force other countries to say that Tibet is part of People's Republic of China, whereas Tibet is an occupied nation. So this narrative of China has to be changed.
These developments underscore a growing international consensus on supporting Tibet's autonomy and cultural heritage amidst challenges posed by China's economic and political influence. The global community awaits US President Joe Biden's decision on signing the Tibet Resolve Bill, seen as a pivotal step towards affirming these principles and supporting the Tibetan cause on the world stage.
India is illuminated with the essence of yoga as millions across the nation join hands, minds and spirit to celebrate the International Day of Yoga. Beyond the country's borders, in iconic locations like New York City's Times Square, yoga enthusiasts gather, reaffirming yoga's transformative power on the global stage. As we reflect on this journey of inner peace and holistic well-being, it's clear that yoga continues to bridge cultures and connects heart worldwide, embodying India's rich cultural heritage and its gift to the world. Take a look.
On June 21st, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi commemorated the International Day of Yoga in Srinagar, performing yoga exercises and meditation at the Sher-e-Kashmir International Conference Centre alongside locals. His presence highlighted the profound impact of yoga on physical, mental and spiritual well-being, emphasizing its role in fostering a new wave of yoga tourism across India. The United Nations recognized the universal importance of yoga by designating June 21st as the International Day of Yoga in 2014, following a proposal initiated by PM Modi himself. This year, the theme of the International Day of Yoga was Yoga for Self and Society.
आज दुनिया एक नई योग इकोनॉमी को आगे बढ़ने में देख रही है। आप देखिए, भारत में ऋषिकेश, काशी से लेकर केरला तक योग टूरिज्म का नया ट्रेंड देखने को मिल रहा है। दुनिया भर से टूरिस्ट इसलिए भारत आ रहे हैं क्योंकि उन्हें भारत में ऑथेंटिक योग सीख रहा है।
Originating in India, yoga includes exercises, postures and meditation aimed at achieving physical, mental and spiritual well-being. Yoga was practiced across the nation on Yoga Day, a celebration that united people from diverse backgrounds in a collective embrace of this ancient discipline. Amidst the early morning mist, participants of all ages and walks of life engaged in synchronized yoga poses, guided by experienced instructors who highlighted the health and spiritual benefits of each posture. On the day, the atmosphere buzzed with energy and devotion as people breathed in unison, fostering a sense of unity and harmony among the diverse crowd. Meanwhile, globally, Yoga Day was embraced as an opportunity to embrace yoga's timeless wisdom and health benefits. In New Delhi, diplomats from various countries participated in yoga sessions highlighting the international appeal and universal significance of yoga.
Fantastic to be here in Delhi, actually able to practice yoga on International Yoga Day with Dr. Nishant Shankar. I mean, both myself and my deputy are regular yoga practices, and so actually to be here with all the diplomatic corps was fantastic. I think it really is India's gift.
In New York City's Times Square on the eve of International Yoga Day, amidst the city's vibrant hustle and bustle, yogis from around the world converged on the summer solstice.
It was about maybe 3 years ago, right when COVID was starting to cool down, and every year I would come to New York. And I came here just on the summer solstice, and I saw this yoga, and I got so excited about it. I've been doing it ever since.
As India and the world embraced Yoga Day, the event served as a powerful reminder of yoga's timeless wisdom and its transformative potential for individuals and societies alike. From the tranquil settings of Srinagar to the bustling streets of New York, yoga continues to unite people globally, fostering a deep connection to inner peace and holistic well-being.
This global celebration underscores yoga's enduring role in fostering unity, peace and well-being across nations. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.